Hello, everybody. I'm joined by my friend Jeremy for a movie review. Say hi, Jeremy.
Hi, everyone.
And today we're doing The Time War, 50th anniversary of Rocky Horror Picture Show. What do you think of Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Oh, I love it. It's a great movie. Very entertaining. The cast is all great, and it's got some amazing songs that I just love listening to. So yeah, I love it.
Well, I can see why some people enjoy it for the weirdness, the campiness, or the songs, but I'm sad to say this, I am not really much of a fan of this movie. I just don't get it. What am I not seeing that people love about this movie?
Well, I guess it's just not for everyone.
Well, that's true. Very true. Well, remember that time, this is considered the Godfather, Citizen Kane of cult movies. Mm-hmm. Remember we went to Cinema Arts that time, and oh yeah, people were so into it, shouting jokes and Mystery Science Theater 3000 and what was I going to say? Oh man, I just blanked what I was about to say. Oh yeah, the other interesting part too is you had not only the movie going on, you had people doing a reenactment as the movie was going on. It's wait a sec, I might as well go see this at Patchogue Theater or any local theater instead of having both at the same time, seeing the movie and reenactment of the actors on this. Yeah. That was just I get it, but it's come on, we're here to watch the movie, not see how many people can concentrate on the movie and the actors and the same time. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite song of this movie?
Time Warp, definitely Time Warp.
I can see why. I do like some of the songs to this movie, despite I'm not the biggest fan of it. Time Warp was good. I like Meatloaf's song, and let's see, what other songs do I like in this film? I guess Damn It, Janet, and any other songs you like besides the Time Warp?
Sweet Transvestite.
Obviously, that's a classic one.
Yeah. There's a Light.
Which song was that again?
That's, when they're walking to the castle from their car.
Oh, yes, right. And, you're right, yes.
Let's see, what else? I think, Hot Patootie, Bless My Soul.
Was that sung by Tim Curry?
That was a Meatloaf song.
Oh, Meatloaf song, okay, gotcha.
And the one where the professor and the other characters sing about what a scumbag Eddie was.
Right. Well, even though he was a scumbag, but unfortunately, you feel bad for the professor, how his nephew was killed by Dr. Frankenfutter, thank you. Sorry, I just can't seem to say his name for some reason. What do you think of the characters, like Susan Sarandon and Barry Boswick, and...
Oh, yeah, they're very fun to watch, very entertaining, especially Tim Curry as Dr. Frankenfutter. Roger Ebert himself said that Tim Curry is the best actor in the movie because he seems like the actor who's having the most fun.
I could see that too. Well, Tim Curry's a great actor. He's another actor no matter what movie. He makes the best of everything.
That's right.
Yeah, there's memes about where people know Tim Curry from this and that, whether it was Pennywise, Home Alone, or what other random miscellaneous film, Ferngully, and I guess some people would probably say, I wouldn't be surprised they said, this is how I know Tim Curry as what's his name?
Furter
from Rocky Horror Picture Show. Because I don't think when this came out, it wasn't a big hit, right?
No, it wasn't. It was a flop, a major flop.
Right.
Then I think it was 2 years later, someone at the studio had the brilliant idea to turn it into a midnight movie. And
right.
They did that, and over time, people flocked to see it and started to dress up as the characters, call back to the screen, act it out alongside the screen, the movie, and that's how it became the big cult phenomenon that it still is today.
Right up there with Pink Flamingos or any Ed Wood movie or cult movies, etc.
Oh, it's the mother of all cult movies.
And what's the father of cult movies?
That I don't know.
I guess that's a debate right there. We'll have to figure out for another time. And what do you think of Riff and Magenta? Again, why do I always get them confused? Magenta and Columbia. But what's your thought on those characters?
They're a lot of fun.
When I was watching this movie, it occurred to me how this basically has elements of Dr. Frankenstein and remember when Riff tortures Rocky, and I'm thinking that's similar to the first Frankenstein movie when Fritz was torturing the monster, where he should have just left the monster alone.
Absolutely.
The only difference is we all know who dies in the end of this movie compared to Riff. And, and also, he wrote the film, Richard O'Brien, who plays Riff in this film.
That's right. He wrote the stage show that the movie was
I didn't know it was a
based
stage
on.
show.
Yeah, it started out as a stage show with, starring Tim Curry and also Richard O'Brien, Patricia Quinn, and Nell Campbell. I think Nell Campbell too, in the stage show. And it ran for, I think, a couple of years. And then I think 20th Century Fox decided to turn it into a movie. So they kept Tim Curry, Patricia Quinn, Richard O'Brien, and Nell Campbell for the movie to reprise their roles for that, and then they added Barry Bostwick, Susan Sarandon, Meatloaf.
I was about to say, who were the original actors for Janet and Brad? Like, were they played by Susan Sarandon and Barry?
No, they were not in the show. I don't know the actors' names, but no, it wasn't them.
I'll have to look that up later and edit that in here. And
I think the actor who originated the role of Brad in the show actually died a few years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sad.
Yeah, that is. But he'll be happy to know this has a cult following, even though it wasn't this film, but he's happy to know that this is a cult following that's still going strong to this day after 50 years. And also, Dr. Frank Hooter is the parody of Dr. Frankenstein.
Yep.
And Rocky is a parody of Frankenstein's monster. When Brad and Janet are lost in the middle of nowhere, when they find the castle, that's like a reference to like Old Dark House or just any like typical like horror film where you have like these people are lost in the middle of nowhere and don't go to that haunted house. But of course, like dummies, they go to that haunted house anyway. It was one of those wrong place at the wrong time for Jan, especially when they enter the house. They're like, what the hell did we just get ourselves into? Like, how did we go from a beautiful wedding to a bunch of wackos of singing a song? Yeah. They were probably like, we were due back on the planet Earth. And they kept asking for the phone, but literally nobody pays attention to them. Yeah. It's like, literally, it's like, I guess whether hearing aids off or something, or I'm just thinking too much into it. But that's the other thing, too. I try too hard to think too much in this film and not learn it, just take it with a grain of salt and move on. But I'm sure you probably take it with a grain of salt and move on.
So.
And I guess I'm not that person, I guess. Like, especially like when they're going to the laboratory, why'd they have to strip off their clothes? Couldn't they have just given them their medical jackets at the laboratory? Or again, I know, I'm overthinking this too much.
Yeah, you're not supposed to question any of it.
Yeah, really. Especially questioning, like, how the hell did they go from this to that? Or, I don't know. It's yeah. And like I said, this DVD copy right here is my older sister's copy. She got this a long time ago, back in the 2000s, from VHS to DVDs, and this was like probably her like favorite movie growing up. And as a kid, I know you're gonna say to yourself, yeah, I watched it with my sister, but at the time I didn't understand like what was, a little kid. You don't like understand this kind of stuff as a kid compared to. Then as I got older, I watched it. As I'm thinking to myself, I'm older now, I'm mature. Maybe now I may understand this. My first viewing, I didn't like it. I didn't get it. Then fast forward 6 years later, 2017, I gave it a second rewatch, and I'm like, I still don't get this movie. 2 years later, 2019, we went to Cinema to see it at the midnight showing, and I barely paid attention. I fell asleep. I wasn't into it like the crowd was. I don't know, I guess, like I said, this movie's just not for me. It's not my cup of tea, but if you love this movie, that's fine. No disrespect. Don't let me stop you from loving this film. And yeah, anything else you want to touch upon with Rocky Horror that comes to mind? Or?
Oh, I mean, it's just, it's been a cult phenomenon for 50 years now. It's great. People, it has a incredibly huge, enormous fan base.
Oh yeah, it does.
They flock to see it everywhere at night, and they dress up as the character.
They do.
Shout out at the screen lines from the movie, things like that. And people dress up and perform in front of the screen for everyone, the audience.
Which I found very distracting when we went to Cinema Arts at that time.
Well, I expected it.
Yeah, I understand that, but still, you might as well like do that at like a local theater instead of, like I said, like I can't keep my eyes on two things. The actors who are reenacting and the movie itself.
And, it's just, and Tim Curry, like, when the Rocky Horror Picture Show first started to become a cult hit, he actually tried to distance himself from it because he felt that it was a trend that had gone too far. But, and I think he once told a story about how some fat transvestite followed him home one night. But, eventually over time, though, he has grown to both make peace with it, accept it, and also embrace it.
Right. Well,
he's very proud of the role of Dr. Frankenfurter.
Right. Well, this is a film that, again, kind of like Glenn or Glenda by Ed Wood, like another film. I mean, what I mean is it aged well for, the transgender community. That's what I'm talking about. It's somewhat of, I'm sure there's probably tons of YouTubers who have, analysis about the transgender themes of this film.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't put Glenn or Glenda even close to being on the same Rocky Horror Picture.
No. Just
second of all, I think there actually are some people in the trans community who actually don't like the Rocky Horror.
Oh, really?
Picture. Yeah. Years ago, I actually read an article. I forget what it was called, and I forget who the author was. But the author was, I think, a transgender woman, and she basically wrote about how, she's glad that a lot of other trans people love that movie, and that's great, but that she doesn't think that it, and especially the character of Dr. Frankenfurter, are very good representations of transgender people at all. In fact, they might even be harmful, and yada yada yada. And, I mean, I guess it was interesting to read.
I guess it sounds like she was even though I didn't read that article, I don't know anything about it. But it sounds like maybe she was giving a point about maybe there's better movies about transgender. I guess, but I don't know. I guess it depends on what your choice of preference is on films on transgender, and
yeah. I mean, the movie is very, very big in the LGBT.
Oh, it is.
Community.
Yeah, we admit we're heterosexual, but at the same time, we respect that community for what it is. Yes. Like I said, I will admit, if I was in that category, then maybe I might be able to connect with this. But like I said, I can't really speak for that. But like I said, no disrespect to anyone who's gay or lesbian or whatever sexuality and transgender. All respect to you guys. Yeah. And as usual, Mr. I think I have a nickname for this person over here, Mr. Autograph Celebrity. You met half of these actors.
Maybe even more than that.
Okay, even more than that. But who did tell us the story? Who did you meet?
I've had the enormous pleasure of meeting the legendary Tim Curry.
Did he offer you a balloon? I'm kidding. Different movie, but anyway, go on, sorry.
Yes, the legendary Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, Barry Bostwick, Patricia Quinn, Nell Campbell, and Meatloaf. And I didn't meet him, but I actually wrote a letter to Richard O'Brien, and he was kind enough to respond to it. I hope he does conventions at some point, so I can.
Does he do conventions, or?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, that's why I said I hope he does conventions.
Right. So. For me, I only met, again, who was Columbia, the short redhead girl?
Nell Campbell, yeah, she's great.
Yes, I met her once years ago because I got an autograph signed for her from my older sister, because my older sister played her character 2 years in a row in a high school talent play, and I thought, oh, she's going to be there. I'll get a picture autograph for my sister Lindsay. Why not? And I did. I mean, she was nice, but unfortunately, she was not a handshaker. She was a germophobic. But whatever, it is what it is. Yes. And what was the experience like meeting all these actors?
It was wonderful. It was amazing. It was just absolutely incredible.
Right.
I loved meeting every single one of them.
Right.
I loved... the experience of meeting each and every one of them was just absolutely incredible.
Right. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you have some questions? And can you think of a conversation that was...
Well, when I met Tim Curry, when Tim does conventions, he mainly does what are called the pro photo ops.
Right.
You wait in a line, you go in, you take the picture, and you go out.
Well, it's because he had a stroke. He probably doesn't do autographs only because of conditions. Or...
He does still sign autographs, but only he doesn't sign them in front of you at the convention. What happens is, he signs autographs through what are called private signings, which means a company a consignment company who specializes in getting and selling autographs from celebrities will meet with him. They'll give him a bunch of items, and then they'll, watch him as he signs them slowly over time.
Right.
And then that company will then package them and mail them back to the customers who ordered them.
Right.
So that's how
one thing I forgot to mention about Frank the photo is that he's probably like polyamorous because he has sex with Janet, Brad, and he has, he created his lover, Rocky.
Yeah, well, he's definitely pansexual.
I could agree on that part. Well, I don't know why. I thought he was gay as a kid before.
Pansexual means you love all genders.
Right, yeah, exactly. I'm familiar with that term, but I don't have... There's like a lot of different terminologies of sexualities. Again, respect to them, but I just don't know all the terminologies. I apologize for that. But anyway, besides the point, and then again, Rocky a little unfaithful when he has sex with Janet. So, but then again, he's a creation. He doesn't understand a lot of things, kind of like the Frankenstein monster.
Of course, he's only a day old.
Right, exactly. Yeah. In 7 days, I'll make you a man.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky. I mean, he wasn't born yesterday. He was born today.
Exactly. So basically, born today and died today. Think about that.
Yeah. But anyway.
Go on. Back. I'm sorry.
No problem. When I met Tim Curry, even though pro photo ops are usually very, very quick.
Did you get a photo and that autograph at the same time, or just the photo?
Just the photo. First with him.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I went in to get my photo with him. He very warmly and very firmly shook my hand, and he asked me my name. I told him it was Jeremy, and I told him, "Oh, you terrified me as it." And, right. And he said, "How old were you?" And I told him 10, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And then we took our picture, and I think I told him, what an honor it was to meet him, what a fan I was, and I vaguely remember him saying, thank you, and that was it. And then I left, got my photo printout, and that was great.
I'm sure deep down he appreciated those words of saying that, even if it's. Remember, he has a condition, it's probably not easy to, get a work around
I understand.
it.
No, I'm not complaining. It was wonderful.
I'm sure it was, yeah.
I didn't expect it to be like an hour-long conversation.
Of course not, no. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. You probably just met him, shook his hand, and a quick...
that's exactly what it was.
Right, gotcha.
I didn't expect it to be anything more than that, and that's just fine.
Any other stories, like meeting Barry Boswick?
I met Susan Sarandon twice. The first time I actually randomly ran into her at the stage door of a Broadway show she happened to be attending, and she was nice. She agreed to pose for a photo and sign an autograph for me on... I always, when I go to New York City, I always carry these blank white index cards and a marker in case I happen to run into any celebrities I'm not expecting.
Gotcha. That's actually a smart idea.
Yeah, that's right.
Even though I don't do that, but still, I get the point to that. That's a good, life hack tip right there.
Thank you. And so that was the first time I met her. Second time, I was actually this time prepared to meet her.
Right.
I went to the stage door of a off-Broadway show she was doing, and she arrived. I asked, "Oh, Miss Sarandon, may I have your autograph?" And she said, "All right." And she signed my Rocky Horror Picture Show poster. And then I asked, "Oh, may I also get a photo with you?" And she said, "Yeah, all right." She took the photo with me, and then, I thanked her. She said, "You're welcome," and then she went inside.
Out of curiosity, how is she, with the cult following of Rocky Horror? Does she embrace it?
Oh, she embraced it.
All right, that's good. That's nice of her.
Barry Bostwick, I also met him twice. The first time was in April of 2013 at Schiller Theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't get a photo with him then, but I got him to sign my Rocky Horror Picture Show poster, and my dad actually recorded a video of me as I met him, which was great. And,
nice.
I met him there first, and then I more recently met him in, I think it was September of 2023. Or maybe it was late August.
Because I only saw him at a distance. I didn't meet the guy. I also saw Magenta at a distance too. Yeah. And
so it was sometime in 2023. I met him at I think it was called New Jersey Collector Fest or the Super Mega Show. It was called one of those two things. And he was very nice. We talked for a few minutes. I got a photo from his table signed by him, and I also this time got a photo with him. So it was great.
Nice.
And that was great. And yes, I also met Patricia Quinn.
Okay.
I met her. Yes. I met her at Schiller Theater, also in April of 2013. She was very nice. I got a photo with her, and I also had her sign both my Rocky Horror Picture Show poster and my Lords of Salem poster.
She was in Lords of Salem?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I know the Rob Zombie. I didn't know
she was in it. Yeah, she actually asked me at the time, oh, where did you see Lords of Salem? And I said, oh, I saw it in a movie theater near the college where I go to, which at the time was SUNY Purchase.
Oh, gotcha.
I was very delighted to hear that.
I'm sure she was.
So yeah, I met her then.
You also met Meatloaf too, or if I'm not mistaken? Yeah.
And I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
I also met Nell Campbell first at also the April of 2013 Schiller Theater show. She was very nice. I didn't get a photo with her, but I did get her to sign my Rocky Horror Picture Show poster. And also my dad managed to record a video of me meeting her, like he did when I met Barry Bostwick.
Right.
Again, she was very nice. And the second time I met her was at the October of 2019 Schiller Theater, where I met her, and this time just got a photo with her. And again, she was very nice. I asked her what working with Tim Curry was like, and she said, "Oh, he was a doll." He was
really?
Great,
Despite he plays such a ruthless character in the movie.
Yep. And so she was great as always. And I also got what's called a cameo video from her. Years ago.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes,
the cameo video from.
Yes, that was big during COVID at the time.
Yeah, and in that cameo video, she explained to me the story about how she got the role of Columbia, and also, what working with Tim Curry was like, and she also, mentioned, as you know, Tim is not well.
Right.
He's had a very massive stroke.
Right.
And, now he's confined to a wheelchair. And he's now in his much diminished condition. But, his brain is still spot on.
Yeah.
And she also told me, don't smoke cigarettes, because he was a chain smoker for many years.
That probably could have caused a stroke, maybe.
That is what caused a stroke.
Well, we never smoked, but still.
Of course not.
No.
But yeah, she said he was a chain smoker for many years, and he had strokes, and now... Again, he's in his much diminished condition.
Right.
So, but yeah, so she gave me a great cameo video, and she's great. And I then also met Meatloaf 2 times. The first time was at the October of 2015 Schiller Theater. I met him. We talked for a little while. I didn't get a photo with him because at the time... He was only doing the pro photo ops. He wasn't taking photos at his signing table. And at that time, I really didn't like doing the pro photo ops for various reasons. I had a big aversion to them back then. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I just met him, talked to him for a bit, and got his autograph on one of his table photos.
Right.
So that was great. And then I met him again in March of 2019 at Monster Mania, where this time, thankfully, he was doing photos at his sign table.
Right.
So I got a photo with him, and I got him to sign my Rocky Horror Picture Show poster, and I also got many candid photos of him, and I also recorded a very, very short video of him as he was chatting with someone who was in front of me online.
Right.
So that was cool. And then he sadly died 3 years later.
Right. Well, when did he pass away?
January of 2022.
Okay, gotcha. 3 years ago. I have a little bit of a story about Meatloaf. When I was, I think I was maybe 9 or 10 years old, I went to a Meatloaf concert with my parents and my sisters and my cousins, and unfortunately, I'm sad to say this, it was not really a clever and fun experience seeing him live because he arrived late, he was probably drunk, even though I didn't understand what that meant at the time, he was probably drunk and high and not really giving a good performance, and he got into a fight with some fan, fell off the stage, and when my mom saw it, we're like, get the heck out of here, which we did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, after seeing that as a kid, I had no interest in Meatloaf at a convention, but that's okay that you met him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah. And also, that's another thing too. Like, why the hell does Franken food kill him in the movie? Like, what did he have against him?
Well, he killed him because Meatloaf basically barged into his home and then interrupted his, creation of Rocky ceremony.
Right.
Which was very rude.
I thought it was because he was with Columbia.
No, I'm pretty sure it was the interrupting of the Rocky creation ceremony.
Well, let's just say she was really heartbroken after.
Yes, she certainly was.
Yes. Let's. I don't know. Anything else you have about Rocky Horror? Any final closing thoughts, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's just in my humble opinion, a great movie, and Well, also in the humble opinion of God knows how many other people, it's a great movie, and if you haven't seen it yet, give it a watch.
Well,
maybe attend a late night screening of it with a Shadowcast if you're interested in that, and just have a great time with it.
Right. Well, I mean, there are some movies I like where to shut your brain off for an hour, but I guess this just wasn't my kind of film to watch when I shut my brain off. And and also my advice, what he said, just go into it blind and do the time warp again.
Speaking of time warp, I actually sometimes listen to that while I work out.
Right. That's fine. Whatever works. Not my music to listen to when I work out, but that's okay. But actually, I remember back at Suffolk when we used to go to Suffolk together. I remember one time, a couple times, I went to a couple events and small parties and gatherings. Believe it or not, they played the soundtrack to this.
Ooh, wow!
And good for them, even though it wasn't my favorite thing. But I just figured, for the fun of it, for the being a good sport, I joined in on the dance. Say if you can't beat them, join them. Yeah. But seriously, no, it's okay. You can love and watch this movie and enjoy it for yourself. That's okay.
All right.
Me, just not my cup of tea, but that's just me. Anyway, that was our video of Rocky Horror. Remember, let's do the time warp again. See you next time. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.